What's up? What's up? Keith Kalfas. Another deep video for you. I'm actually about to climb and trim this tree, and I want to talk to you. I'm listening to this audiobook right now called Fathered by God. And regardless of whatever your religious beliefs are, that's not what I'm talking about. But if you're afraid of going into your 30s and you're in your 20s, say, and you're trying as hard as you can in your life, and you're frustrated, look at all this gear. Echo sent us a bunch of stuff too, so I'm going to review that in a future video. But anyways, you know, if you're trying as your hardest and nothing is working fast enough, and you're really frustrated because you want to be successful, and you're like, oh my god, I'm going to be 30. I want to say that I had those same fears as well. And there's this thing that happens. There's these deep levels of wisdom that come to you. They're deep levels of satisfaction, of gratitude, of wise things that you can see even in the leaves and the trees and things in relationships and people. And you begin to realize that, in the book I'm listening to, that a lot of us are unfinished men. And our life is a process of maturing and learning how to not only father ourselves, but to learn how to become fathered by God. Or you could say fathered by presence, or fathered by, you know, the universal I amness. So a lot of the suffering that you can feel when you're in your 20s, of the frustrations of pulling your hair out, of when is it all going to come together. You ever heard of the saying, like, the faith of a mustard seed can move a mountain? It's actually scripture. Man, I can't believe this stuff is coming out of my mouth. I used to, bleh, I didn't want to hear any of that crap. But it's so true. When you are centered in a place and you're rooted, imagine that your feet, take a deep breath with me real quick. Hold it, hold it. Exhale. I want you to imagine that there's roots coming out of your feet that are going 100 feet deep into the ground, and that you're centered from that place of presence. Like King Leonidas in the movie 300, before he would make a major decision on anything, he would stop. He would listen to the wind. He would pick up dirt in his hands and let it fall through his fingertips. He'd become present. And from that place, you can find the one domino that knocks over all the other dominoes. That's where you have power. Power is rooted in presence. It's not rooted in materialism. It's not rooted in the superstition of money or culture. It's rooted in right now. My wife called me up a couple times because she's got her business, and she's doing a business with her sister, and I'm kind of like help because I'm good at internet marketing and I got cameras and I can take pictures. And there was like a hiccup that made them have to redo everything that they're doing. And it's normal to get a little frustrated. We just ate lunch. And then she was telling me this about it, because I'm kind of helping them with that. But I got to go up this tree. And the kind of the anxiousness that was over the phone, this can happen to you, right? It kind of got my heart racing. I'm like, I got to watch out these power lines. I got to trim this tree right now. What am I doing? And I had to take a breath and get present and say, because the buck stops with you. The buck stops with you. You don't continue that energy. And that's to say with everything. When something comes at you and you feel that overtaking you, how long are you going to allow it to happen? Stephen R. Covey in The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People talks about the stimulus and the response. Even if you're in prison, no matter what it is, you choose how you respond to the stimulus, because you're infinitely free, you're infinitely abundant, or whatever you want to call it. This is badass. Look at this. That's everything I'm seeing all day. Orange. So from that place of being, because, and then you can learn how to father yourself, right? One other thing I want to talk about. I keep taking it there. I'm not going to reshoot the video. Is You know, it really, there's two sides of me. One side is like, man, life is amazing. And the other side is the anxiety of like, oh my god, I gotta work constantly to pay all these bills that keep coming in, and the insurance and the taxes, and then I gotta start having kids, and I gotta pay for their private school and their colleges. I don't even have the money. I can't even do, like, you feel like you're on a train and you're running, and there's a train on your ass running you over and forcing you and rushing you off a cliff, and everybody's putting everybody underneath all this pressure, and everybody's backed up in traffic, and everybody's miserable. Unless you have all these things, you're a piece of shit. Unless you have all this and you're achieving more and more, and every single year you're gonna have more and be making more money and have new shiny objects and be soaring above everybody else. Unless you have all that, you're made to feel unworthy, like you're an unworthy piece of shit or something. I go through this. And then on the other hand, you just stop and you go, oh my god, the most valuable thing you could do is probably walk in the park with your son, right, or your daughter, or your wife, or a loved one, or a family, and just enjoy nature, right? Or maybe go fishing or something. Why has that been stripped away? It hasn't. It never has. That's where the real value lies. So I think from that place of detachment, of knowing that that's where the real value is, the real equity, from that place, you become a little bit less attached to the need of needing to have success, of needing to have the validation of others, and of needing to make all this happen. That gives you power. It doesn't give you power. It allows you to not give your power away, to wave your power. It allows you to realize that you have the power. And from that powerful place, you can infinitely get so much more done and achieve more and have more and be more, because you're coming from a place of infinite, from spirit. Follow me? From that place. That's how you get there, from that place of detachment. Because he who cares less wins, right? The guy who doesn't give a shit always gets what he wants. So stop giving a shit so much, and you'll start getting the prices that you want. You'll start having a better relationship. You'll start making it all work out. So that's my word to you, especially if you're in your 20s. You got the whole life ahead of you. I like this brick wall. All right, I'm gonna trim that tree, and I wish you the best of success. And adios, French toast. Later.